Hey y'all, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, March 2021 predictions. Here we go. Let's get into this. I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and in these videos we do take a look at the tea with the tarot. These videos are always meant to be helpful, not hateful. So if you're down with that, join the family here and we'd love to have you. We're getting very close to 10,000 and I'm going to be doing a giveaway when we hit 10,000. 2 lucky winners that are over the age of 18 and can do a video or audio session with me in English. 2 people will win a 30-minute private tarot reading with me once we hit the 10,000 mark. So if you're interested, then go ahead and please do consider subscribing. So I guess if we're going to talk about that, we may as well. Like I said, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure you're still subscribed if you think that you are. This is what the notification bell should look like if you're going to get notified of the videos, but please check regularly on my profile because YouTube drops the ball. This is the join button for the Perk Squad. For anybody that wants to be a part of the Perk Squad, you get 5 extra perks. You get to use custom emojis, very cute ones, that I made. You also get to have a colored badge by your name that shows how long you've been a member of the Perk Squad. You get to have exclusive posts, exclusive videos, and you get to have shout outs like this one. So shout out to Bug Lover, shout out to you. And it's so funny, you're like, oh, anytime you reply to me in the comments, I fangirl. It's so bizarre hearing that because I'm like, why would anybody do that for me? I am like a nobody in every sense of the word, except I have self-worth, okay? I know I'm not a nobody in terms of poor self-worth, but ain't a big deal. I'm certainly not YouTube famous now like Peter Money is. But thank you. Shout out to you, Bug Lover. Shout out to you. So let's go ahead and get into this and bring up the cards here. Remembering that this is all alleged and just my interpretation. And I'm going to move this microphone right here. Yes. Gonna move that, gonna get shuffled up here. As usual, I've got a handy dandy sticky note to try to keep me on track. This time, like usually when I do these prediction videos for the month, I'm just like, okay, spirit guides tell me, what can we expect? And that's that. And this time I'm like, well, let me try to be a little more focused with it and just see, does that make this experience improved or does it take away from the experience? Let's find out together. So on this sticky note, I wrote down 4 different points about March 2021 as it relates to politics. However that can go, as broad as it can be. As it relates to finance, however that can go, as broad as it can be. As it relates to the globe, however that may go, as broad as it may be. And then what else? So that's what we're gonna look into. That is what we're gonna do. Alrighty, y'all. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm gonna try to do this quickly. I do have an appointment I need to make with the tax man. So yay, tax season is upon us, right? And I need to go do that. So spirit guides as it relates to politics, anything that even remotely relates to politics, March 2021, what do we need to know, spirit guides? Okay. Well, okay then. Let's see. Do I want any context on any of these certain things? I think I do want a context card over here. Okay. And I think I want a context card on this. Huh. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I'm going to say what's coming to me. It is what it is. What I am getting from this is like an issue going on that impacts politics or is related to the political scene some type of way. But what this issue is, it's bigger than just the US. It is connected somehow worldwide. You see, this person is holding a globe. They're looking over a body of water. This is like across oceans, across continents, some sort of connection with things politically across the world. This card, as y'all know, is a card that often stands for youth, young people, children in my readings. And I feel like that is what it's standing for here. When I'm getting the Eight of Pentacles in reverse over it, it's saying something that people have... I hate to say it, and again, allegedly, just my interpretation here, looking like kids, something that's career related involving kids, like people making a career around something that would involve young people. And with this being in the reverse position, look, y'all, my voice is getting hoarse, like I'm being not allowed to speak about this right now. Like, can you hear that? I am like being not allowed to speak about this right now. And I protect my space very clearly before I do these readings. Very clearly before I do these readings. And I am literally losing my voice over this. And that is how I know that I am talking about exactly what I am meant to talk about. My light beings protect me in saying the things that other people will not fucking say. I will say this. Keep protecting me, angels and archangels, please. This is something involving children and around the world and careers, making money with children. And with this as a Knight of Wands, this is pushing things forward. This is moving things quickly and fast and like ducking in and ducking out and all of that. And so when I see this, I do think about, again, that word traffic, ING, as it relates to kids. That comes up in my readings. It's come up quite a few times. And I know why a lot of people wouldn't want to talk about it for a lot of reasons. But if I see it, I say it. I don't hold back from what I see. I don't always get information that people are wanting to see. And there's sometimes people are like, well, why didn't you talk about this? If it's not in the cards, then I'm not going to talk about it. But if it is in the cards, I'm not holding back. And I see that something in March related to that does affect the whole world. There are things involved with that. I believe that might have even been mentioned in a previous month reading in February. So with the Strength card right here, look, there's a woman on this card who's trying to wrestle the mouth of this lion. So there's something going on. There's something here with relating to a woman, and I see her over here again. She is a very strong woman. She is a very wealthy woman, whoever she is. She's a Nine of Pentacles here. She's not coming off as like a queen of any sort in these cards. So this is not someone who has status by way of actual political positions in power. This is not a politician. This is not someone in a monarchy. This is not someone that's up there like that. This person has status. This person has strength. This person has power. This person has influence. This person has money. But she is not one of those things. Don't know. But here I see this with this Four of Swords. It's like letting things lie. So there are certain things going on with information that this woman knows. There are certain things that she's trying to lay low about or let things lie or go under the radar about. But I see things coming up in March or being seeded beginning in March, something around this. And with the Nine of Wands here in reverse, this is saying somebody who is losing their strength in this fight. So it looks like whatever this fight is about and whoever is involved, it is starting to become a losing battle. So does that mean change will always happen quickly? No. If you saw a video I posted recently of a channeled automatic writing of channeling light bodies, I got that change is going to be happening very slowly, drawn out over time. So I don't see this as being necessarily super quick change, but I see that we are on the fucking path, and this is coming up, and it's getting harder and harder for these people to be able to still stand up and make a career of this. I see a crunching down on this. I do. So that's one thing that I am seeing. So this is coming up as it relates to things going on the scenes politically and globally. I'm seeing both get tied into here, politically and globally. So that's one thing that I'm seeing. Let me pull these up and go ahead and reshuffle. And then we will look at finance. All right. So, finance in March 2021. Oh, well, will you look at that? My voice came back. Isn't that really interesting? Seriously, I cannot make this shit up. People all the time in the comments, like, oh, she making this shit up, and she did this, and she plot. Who has the time or the brain space? Honestly, thank you for the compliment of thinking I'm that smart to be able to do some shit like that. Thinking I'm that clever. Hell, you got more confidence in me than I might have in my damn self. So, finance, March 2021. What do we need to know? Okay. Well, that's a fun card for the first card we see here. Okay, so before even getting any context, finance for March 2021 could be something that gives some people some worries here. Obviously, this isn't going to talk about everyone when we're doing big general readings. Some people this will relate to and some people it won't. So just putting that out there. But I'm seeing the Tower card in reverse. And when I see the Tower card in reverse, we're talking about internally people starting to think about what is out there financially and what makes them secure financially. People start to have concerns about money. They start to have concerns about the economy. They start to have concerns about how the U.S. economy and global economy are interconnected and how those things might be affected. And I'm even kind of internally getting like that GameStop conversation is coming up again. So it's almost like people thinking, well, now that we see how easily the market can be manipulated, then what does that mean and what's that going to do for us and for this? And so it kind of brings up those thoughts and raises those concerns, and I see people really kind of thinking things through. So that's one thing. That kind of goes with this Seven of Swords. I feel like I'm supposed to read it this way right now. With this Seven of Swords in reverse, because this is kind of like, I don't know if I've got what it takes. I don't know if I can make it. It looks like some people here are going to be thinking about making these new moves in career here, that you might be thinking about expanding things or moving forward in a different way than what you'd been doing before. You might be thinking about finding different streams or additional streams of income, but you feel like your hands are tied. It's kind of like people saying, I feel like I really need to save money because I'm not so sure about how this year is going to go, but you have to make enough money to be able to save money. Like all the time, the finance people are like, save money, save X% of your paycheck. Bitch, who? What kind of paycheck? Like, my decision is, do I want to be full or do I want to be warm, roasty, toasty up in here? Like, not a lot of us have that decision. My decision is, do I want to, spend any extra on, you get what I'm saying here. Bitch, who? Like, if you're in a position to save, congratulations. Don't we all aim to be there one of these days? But yeah, so I'm seeing things like that where people are like, let me make new moves, but you know, I'm kind of scared to make new moves. Making new moves has risks associated with them, and I'm not so sure how I feel about those risks. Then over here, when we're talking about finance, it's interesting because here we've got the Three of Wands in reverse, but the Two of Wands upright. So it's looking like there's going to be certain pockets of the globe in March that have really, really stable finance and economies and financial structures, very stable. And then there's going to be some places, some pockets around the world in March that really struggle in that way. So I don't know what it could be related to, but I think there's going to be some places that get kind of hit in March financially around the world. So let me get another card on that just as context. Five of Swords. So it's kind of like, got to do what I got to do by all means. Justice. Honestly, the vibe that's coming up for me right now, as one of the components that this pile can be talking about, and of course, like I said, this pile can be talking about multiple places around the world, but one of the things coming up for me now is, for example, people like in Texas who went through the very difficult weather scenarios that you went through, and that there are companies that are taking advantage of that and being like, oh, these people had to use gas when they couldn't use electricity, and now they have bills that are like, $3,000 for that weekend or something like that, crazy shit like that. And I'm seeing people say, by any means necessary, I am walking away from that. Legally, fuck that. That wouldn't be fair, and I feel like legally I have a stand here. So it looks to me like there will be kind of a bit of an uprising of people standing up for that type of greed and monopoly and corruption and just, overall disgusting way to take advantage of people who are struggling. And I see in March there being more people taking a stand. So that means in places like Texas, but that also means in other places related to other situations where this kind of a thing is occurring. So I'm seeing more people who have, at the hands of big entities, suffered and been taken advantage of. I see them standing up and making their voices heard. So I'm seeing that there could be some lawsuits in March around various different entities or organizations that could be related to Texas, that could be related to any other kinds of things around the world that have that same vibe to it. I'm seeing that. So good for you, for the people who are going to be standing up for that financially. So in some ways, March can be in part the rise of the little guy. So I know y'all are all the time like, fuck, we're something, that is hopeful and this and that. And I try to sprinkle both in through everything I do. I try to show what's realistic and not have, sugarcoat things and hide people's heads in the sand. But I also try to read what the guides are saying and find the nuggets of hope and promise and positivity in it, so that we don't get so nihilistic that we're like, what the fuck's the point? Let's just all give up. No, I'm not doing that either. So I think I feel personally that my guides do a good mix of both, and I think both are necessary. One or the other, I feel like, misses a complete picture, and I like context. Those of y'all who wear the context merch, yeah, I like context too. Oh man. So let's see here. So yeah, when I said that there's going to be pockets around the world that has a really good time financially, I am seeing that here. That looks like there are going to be certain economies and certain markets that are open to be like, okay, now or never. If you're going to try to put something in and see what you're going to do with this, take your chance. Now is your time. So if you're feeling like led, if you're having these kind of repetitive thoughts that are like, maybe I should play the market, maybe I should look into that different job, maybe I should look into considering that certain investment, maybe I should look into, whatever. If you're having these repetitive thoughts that are kind of leading you in that direction, it's possibly worth considering this month. So I do see that. All right, let me pull these up, reshuffle, and let's take a look at what else, because I'm mindful of my time here, and I've got less than 15 minutes to get my ass out the front door. So let's do this. No worries. I ain't rushing. We've already been talking here together, gathered here together today for 20 minutes. So no worries. This is going to be complete. All right. So what else? What else, spirit guides, do you want to tell us about March 2021? What else, spirit guides, would you like us to know for March 2021? Are we bringing up similar things again? I'm going to take this as this is kind of reiterating some of the kid stuff we were talking about earlier, and bringing a male into involvement here. This is a rich male, lots of status, lots of money, and it is coming up as a King of Pentacles. So if this male is a part of a political structure or part of a royal family or things of that nature, because those are the kind of structures that rule the world, parliaments and governments and monarchies and all that kind of stuff. I am seeing there is a man here that's coming up for that. In terms of him, this is like him having regrets and poor judgment and scattered thinking and possibly fear, him losing his status and some money, secrets possibly coming to light, whether or not the public will get to know. There could be things that go on and come out but are kind of held privately for a time as it's dealt with. It's possible, but I'm seeing him emotionally, like this is a heart sync moment. This is a major heart sync moment. Here is another man coming up on top of it. Ooh, a manipulative man who has done not so great things in the world that wants to keep these things hidden. So, okay, we're seeing a play between two males, one that wants something to, well, one that is likely to be outed or have information shared that doesn't look good, and another one that's like, we can't have that happen. So that leaves a weird position. Again, here we go with the Four of Wands. I'm just saying it, y'all. This is a castle in the background. Castles, like people that have castles, live in castles. There's an association there. I think that there's something talking about people in here that could be royal. Now, does that mean the royal British family? Don't know. Could be another royal family. There are other royal families in this earth that could be associated with this, for all we know. Breadcrumbing, people giving some breadcrumbs out. I'll give you a little bit of this, I'll give you a little bit of that. We have some powerful person not wanting this to go through. I'm telling you, I'm getting certain male energy of like, crap, this person is a liability. There's this person is kind of on the hot seat about stuff. There's some things that could be embarrassing about this person. Then I see another male that's like, we gotta zip this. Hello? Focus? Hello? How long have you been this way? God, I hope it hasn't been like this long. Has it been like this long? Quit. Why, when we talk about these kinds of topics, does weird shit happen? Oh, we couldn't fuck her up by making her voice have problems earlier, so let's start fucking with her equipment. Angels and archangels. Archangel Michael, use that sword against it. Use that sword against it. Alright, so this is in terms of legal stuff. There's stuff coming down the pike. Like, legal action is being taken on this stuff, and it's wanting to come up here in March. And this is saying a step closer to justice being done. Does that mean full justice in all its glory all at once? Not necessarily, but definitely a step closer to justice being done and to finding some peace and understanding around this stuff. So this is a thing that's really wanting to come up right now. Spirit guide, what else would y'all like to tell us about March 2021 that may not have to deal with this? Anything else y'all might want to share that may not have to deal with this? Okay, I want to know who they're talking about with that. Boom. Oh. Okay. They're like, no, we're not going to move on. We're going to keep at it. Okay. So again, this is the sexual stuff that we've been referring to. This is someone who is getting in their own way, kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit there. And I asked who, and we get some woman who's bound up, kind of stuck. Sometimes this card comes up in terms of incarceration and things like that. There's something here about this person that it's like they're trying to do the right things, and yet in some ways it's not good enough, or it's not praised, or it's not handled well, or something of that nature. And so again, about bringing in information, it looks like this woman would be really worried. I think that she kind of wants to stay in the shadows or the darkness or hide or something like that. It looks like she'd be kind of scared or nervous. And it looks like there are people here that will be angry. Who are these people? Oh. People angry that are gonna try to walk away from this and be like, you know what? I am not involved. I distance myself. This ain't me. I'm out. Nope. People that she would have had some work with, some dealings with, people that were dealing with some really bad crap. This is the devil card, for fuck's sake. Trying to get away from that and be like, I have no involvement in that. But I see truths coming out. Truths are going to come out related to this. And they're going to have to give up and let go. There's not going to be much to hide behind. So this is a step in a positive direction. I don't know how far this can go in a short amount of time, but this is a step forward in a positive direction with this. And this is pretty big here. Interesting indeed. And that they want to spend time. I believe it was last month that they were touching on this too, saying a lot of this was in the works. And now here they are driving it home even more. Okay, let's see. I really need to start wrapping it up. It's been 30 minutes. I'll shuffle this one more time and just ask what else, any loose ends that we need to know about for March 2021 that's not, well, that was a shit shuffle, but okay, that's not related to what we just spoke about. Anything else? Okay, spirit guides. Still gonna give me that card. They're still wanting to give me this card, so they're pretty adamant about this. But in this case, let's see if they could be telling me about something additional, something else. Okay. Well, over here and over here. Alrighty. There's so many layers to this, so in trying to say this as quickly as I can, there are people doing reckless things. These reckless things are for greed and control and for money. They are freaking out over some of the changes going on that aren't going on in their favor. They are very secretive. They do not want this stuff to be out. And yet things could possibly be coming out because there are people working on this. This is something that here is a woman involved, and it looks like either she's a not so great woman or she's in a disadvantaged position, could be both, and she would be providing some sort of information. This does not look good to institutions. This does not look good to governments. This does not look good to even religious institutions. And we have the Wheel of Fortune saying things are spinning. The times are coming. Time is limited. Fate is kind of trying to play out and roll on. This looks like it is an avoidable thing to kind of start going through, and it's bad luck for these people. So time is running out. What else? Ooh, jumpers. Okay, almost dropped it. What else? Okay. All right, people pushing forward with something. People have what they need and they're pushing forward with something, and something is trying to end. So it can't get any more clear than this. Okay, Spirit, just randomly right before we end this, since we're kind of reiterating the same things, give us a little snapshot of weather stuff maybe. Trying to bring a little bit more balance to weather in some places, although some places trying to get back on track due to climate or weather related events. I see it saying a lot of the bad things have kind of already happened. Like some of the bad things have already happened, so this could be referring to some more recent things. But I do see, when I'm getting these two cards here, I do see the potential for water events and fire events. So there could be more rain issues, flooding issues, things of that nature. And there could be some more issues relating to, say, earthquakes, volcanic activity, things of that nature could be brewing. So just throwing that out there is kind of a last thing, just trying to see if we can include anything else in here. And what about in terms of global rest or unrest as it relates to tensions between countries or things like that? Kind of where are we at in March 2021 by that? Okay, I'm seeing that overall there are some partnerships that are in pretty strong standing in a good way. So that's nice to see that with some countries. But I do see this King of Pentacles energy in reverse coming up in here. And this is kind of saying that there could be contention between certain countries that if they're not on the same page about money or economy. So it seems like in March there could be some conversations or something going on around money or like our arrangements that we have between certain countries that don't meet certain people's expectations, and that could end up causing problems at some point. But I'm seeing a lot of people being solid, a lot of countries being solid kind of in where they're going. So potential concerns there, but overall not so bad. Okay, it's been 33 minutes and I got to get out the door in 6 minutes. So we touched on a lot. I feel like we did. What are your thoughts about all of this? The cards are really going home about some of these things. I'm going to take a minute here when I finish this video to cleanse and clear a little bit more. If you would like a private reading with me, description box below. You can schedule a private reading with me. Doesn't matter if you're in another country. You can schedule it yourself using my website scheduling app, BeasTalksAndTarot.com. And then, of course, in the description box, everything else, my P.O. box, my merch, all of that kind of stuff is available there. And joining the Perk Squad if you are interested in that. So, don't be a stranger. Come back and see me, and I will talk at you later. Bye. Love you, mean it. Love you, mean it. I'm awkward as hell. What do I do with my hands? I love you, mean it. Bye, y'all. Fuck me entirely, man.